Welcome to the channel, this is Bloodshot. Enjoy the show, everyone. Marine Ray Garrison is on a special mission in Mombasa, Kenya. During a rescue operation, he breaks into a house and successfully clears it of terrorists. One of the criminals managed to take a hostage, but Ray, with a deceptive maneuver, saved the man. The mission was successfully completed and the squad returned to base. Ray's wife Gina happily greeted her husband, after which the couple went on a long-awaited vacation to a seaside town on the Amalfi coast of Italy. At night, looking at the scars on her husband's back, Gina regrets that it is impossible to return everything as it was. And Ray replies that no matter what happens, he will always return home. In the morning, Ray wakes up in a cold bed. Gina went to get breakfast and left a note for her husband. While she was gone, several armed men attacked Ray in the bathroom. Being an experienced fighter, Ray easily beat up the attackers, but one of them still managed to inject him with something, and the Marine lost consciousness in the corridor. Ray woke up tied up in another place. The leader of the mercenaries, Martin Axe, also kidnapped Gina and now wants to find out from Ray the name of the one who led the infantrymen to the hostages in Mombasa. But Ray did not have the information, as he was simply following orders from above. The man begs to spare his wife, but Axe cold-bloodedly kills the woman, and then Ray himself. After some time, Ray suddenly wakes up in a medical ward. The CEO of Rising Spirit Tech, Dr. Emil Harding, proudly explains to the fighter who does not remember anything that he is the first person they were able to resurrect using biomechanical constructs, nanites. These babies, now filling Ray's body, instantly react to fatal damage and completely restore damaged tissue. Later, Harding tells Ray that his corporation is engaged in the restoration of important assets of the American military and creates everything for its needs, from exoskeletons to neural prostheses. At the rehabilitation center, Ray meets other patients of Dr. Harding, former sniper Marcus Tibbs, Navy SEAL Jimmy Dalton, and Harding's assistant KT, a former US Navy diver. At some point, Ray asks the girl why he does not remember anything, to which KT replies that this information is classified by the military. However, that same night, fragments of painful memories in the form of a nightmare do not allow Ray to fall asleep. The fighter goes to the gym, where he tests the incredible capabilities of his new body, after which he secretly watches KT training in the pool. The girl notices a lonely spectator and starts a conversation. KT is sure that despite the advanced technologies of the corporation, they still remain defective goods. The girl asks her new friend not to think about the past, but to focus on the future, and treats him to alcohol. But suddenly, the song to which Martin Axe killed Gina comes from the speaker, and Ray remembered everything. Without wasting time, the man gets into the car and escapes from the corporation's laboratory to take revenge on the offender. An excited Harding directly contacts Ray and asks him to come back. But the infantryman is only surprised why he can hear the doctor's voice in his head. Harding explains to Ray that this is possible thanks to 1 billion wireless microprocessors in his brain, after which the fighter uses nanites to penetrate the police database and locate his wife's killer. Ignoring Harding's violent protests, Ray hijacks a private jet and goes to Budapest. Using GPS, the infantryman quickly manages to find Axe's car, with the criminal inside. Having blocked a column of 5 cars in a tunnel, Ray, not particularly caring about his own safety, successively eliminated all of Axe's bodyguards trying to protect their boss. While the small nanites quickly repaired any damage to his body, the criminals even tried to shoot him at point-blank range, but the bullets simply did not harm Ray. Scared to death, Martin Axe recognized the infantryman and begged for mercy, but Ray still carried out his plan. Meanwhile, Emil Harding could not allow his multi-billion-dollar prototype with unexplored abilities to just walk the streets of Hungary, so he sent KT, Dalton, and Tibbs after him. The guys met the fighter, and the girl immediately asked Ray how he felt. The man admits that he killed the criminal, but it still didn't change anything, because he won't get his wife back. KT agrees that it was pointless and says that she's had enough. Ray asks what that means, but Tibbs intervenes in the conversation and asks the guys to get on the plane. Ray is returned to the RST to recharge. But when the Marine is left alone, Jimmy Dalton looks in on him. Apparently, the man hates Ray. So, having immobilized his body, he begins to mock him through the tablet. In the end, Dalton utters a mysterious phrase. "Every time you believe that your sweet Gina is dead." Dalton states that Ray is just a toy soldier, that Harding starts, points to a certain victim, and then returns. After these words, the soldier starts the process of erasing Ray's memory and leaves the room. Emil Harding himself supervised the cleaning process. It turned out that all of Ray's memories were a regular simulation, with the only difference being that the identity of the criminal who shot his wife Gina changed in accordance with the doctor's goals. This time, Nick Barris, a former employee of the corporation, took Martin Axe's place. During the modeling of new memories for Ray, KT entered the room. Harding immediately rushed to her with questions about what she was trying to achieve with the words, "I've had enough." To which the girl replied that she did not like the fact that they were not being honest with Ray and were using him for their own purposes. Harding promises KT that this will be the last time and orders her to prepare a room for Ray. Soon, Ray comes to his senses, after which his acquaintance with the corporation, Emil Harding, his patience, and even communication with KT in the pool follow the same scenario. In the end, he hears music, remembers his wife's new killer, and rushes off to find him. After some time, Ray flies to England, to East Sussex, where Nick Barris is hiding, and Harding with the team are watching him via satellites. IT specialist Eric manages to hack into the video cameras in Barris's hideout, so the whole team can monitor what is happening in the house. Ray, meanwhile, openly tells the guards that he came to kill their boss, for which he receives several bullets. After that, the men bring the fighter into the house, unaware that tiny nanites are restoring his body. Inside, Ray begins to make his way through the security into Barris's office, while former RST tech Wilfred Wiggins presents Barris with his development, an electromagnetic bomb. Harding's IT specialist Eric notices this and asks his boss to immediately stop the operation. However, Ray is eager to avenge his wife's death and, despite Harding's prohibition, kills Nick Barris. Before his death, the man managed to shout to Ray that the corporation was lying to him. And then Wiggins activated the bomb. Electricity disappeared for tens of kilometers, and Harding lost the signal from Ray's nanites. After some time, Wiggins brings the soldier to his senses and tells him that Barris knew that Ray would come for him, so he ordered Wiggins to make a bomb. However, Wiggins had his own plans. Ray shares that he dreams of the same nightmare, only the faces of his wife's killer are always different. To which Wiggins tells how the corporation uses Ray to eliminate its deserters, filling the soldier's brain with false information. Ray gets the idea that Gina might be alive, but Wiggins is afraid that RST will overwrite Ray's memories again and send him after him. Then the soldier leaves him a sample of his blood, consisting of nanites for research, and goes in search of his wife. Ray finds Gina in London, but it turns out that she has been married to another man for 5 years. The upset soldier leaves, but suddenly, a truck crashes into him. Harding sent Tibbs and Dalton for his toy, and now the mercenaries are trying their best to get Ray. As a result of the chase, Dalton is hit by a truck, completely destroying his leg prostheses, and Tibbs manages to stick a special marker into Ray's back. The connection is restored and Eric immediately disconnects the soldier. Meanwhile, Harding sends KT after Wiggins because he knows too much. The girl finds him in London and single-handedly deals with all his guards. In parallel, Harding tries to talk to Ray in the neural zone, but the soldier, angry that the scientist took away his free will, threatens him and the session has to be interrupted. After the conversation, Harding begins to remove nanites from Ray's body, but KT suddenly appears and lies to him that Wiggins left. An agitated Harding urgently stops the procedure and orders Eric to change the simulation for Ray to Wiggins. Meanwhile, KT interferes with the simulation with the hostage and, together with Wiggins, stops the process of reprogramming Ray. While the soldier was coming to, an angry Harding finds KT and tries to deal with her, but the girl disables his cybernetic arm. after which she finds and blows up the server room, destroying the corporation's data. Tibbs and Dalton receive orders from Harding to immediately find and kill the escaped Ray. Dalton finds him in the corridor, where a fierce fight begins. Soon the battlefield moves to the roof of the elevator, where Tibbs also arrives. Ray successfully confronts two mercenaries, and at some point Dalton tries to break the cable to throw Ray off. But Tibbs falls instead and crashes to his death. Ray manages to get Dalton and throw him down the elevator shaft. Meanwhile, Harding tries to escape, and Ray catches up with him on the street, stopping the car with Dalton's prosthesis. Harding shoots the soldier with a grenade launcher, but the nanites quickly restore his torn body. Wiggins, watching the nanites, warns Ray that he will not survive another explosion, and Harding meanwhile shoots again. Ray directs the nanites to stop the projectile and disassembles its body, and then goes to Harding and detonates the grenade. Wiggins picks up Ray's dead body and resurrects him again with nanites, reprogramming the microbots so that Ray will no longer need to be recharged. Then, determined to start a new life, KT, Wiggins, and Ray ride off into the sunset.